Welcome at Fox 7 News. My name is Mr. O.G.B. Don't forget, we have promised to tell you the reality and to be honest with you. And we ask you for one thing. In order for us to exist, we need your support. How can you support us? Subscribe to this channel, follow us, and hit the notification button. So whenever we come online, you will be among the first to see our videos. And do not forget to comment, do not forget to like, and do not forget to share the videos. Thanks. All right, so thank you for joining us once again. So today we are going to look at a very simple and important topic because we know since the arrival of colonial masters in our land, a lot of things was changed and most of us has been confused. Example, recently a follower of our channel asked a question and the question was, what was the Igbos called before the colonial time, before the name Biafra was given to the eastern part of that country called Nigeria? And the answer is very simple. I think this person doesn't understand the psychology behind colonization. Number one psychology behind colonization is that whenever you come to a land you conquered, first thing you have to do is to let them know that their idea of living is inferior, that you have brought to them the most powerful and the best way to live a life. Example, when the colonizers came to Africa, aka Nigeria, I'm going to use that part of the world as a good example. What did they do? First thing they did is to change everything we've known before. Example, you know that River Niger has been there before the colonizers came. And now look at what they did. Oh, they write a book for us and told us that Mango Park, a migrant who came from Europe, discovered a river where we have been fishing before he came, where our ancestors has been fishing for thousands of years before they came to Africa. You know, if you want to look at Igbo history, if you look at Legend Nsukka Iron Production Company, a history told us that it has been in existence for the past 7,000 years. When did the colonizers came to Africa? Less than 500 years ago, right? But these people are the ones telling us that they discovered the river that we have been fishing on even before their ancestors was born. No, so when you look at all this psychological work they did on our people, you will understand that they did a lot of things to us. The thing they did to us is not only taking us away to their land, but the worst is deleting our own history and imposing theirs on us. Okay, now, the Igbo people and that part of the world, what was it called before the arrival of the colonizers? Very simple. It is simply called Igbo Nation. And I will explain better for your understanding. In the ancient time, there was nothing like America. There was nothing like Egypt. I mean, okay, somehow we can say the word Egypt because Egypt history has been too far. There was nothing like United Kingdom, this and that. But this is how Africans existed side by side. I know that my father and your father is the same father and the same mother, or that you are my brother. These are kingdoms. For instance, Enugu is a kingdom. Anambra is a kingdom. Imo, the same thing. Abia, or Ebonyi, Delta, and the rest of them. These are how it was. But we know that we are of the same father and of the same mother, or of the same father. So for that reason, we know that we are one people. We do things together. We share things in common. So we understand that we are one people. And it is now called the Igbo nation because these are the Igbo people, right? But as time goes on, of course, migration and intermarriage and everything. Like if you look at African style of doing things in the ancient time, if I marry your daughter and I'm living within you, what are you going to do? What you are going to do is that you are going to give me a very large portion of land where I will be farming to be able to feed your daughter. That's why you can see Anambra have a land in Enugu. Enugu has a land even in Abia. You can see in your village people has land in another village. Have you asked yourself how did it happen? These are the processes that brought about another village owning a land as far as two villages ahead of them, right? So these are how our people existed before the arrival of colonial masters. When the colonial masters did, when the colonial masters came, what they did is bring everybody together because what is their goal here? Their goal is conquering lands. Their goal is to take what the people own. And how can they do it? Anywhere they conquer, they call it their own. Okay, look as a good example. You know, if you win a war, when you see two people fighting, they are not only fighting to occupy the land, but they are fighting in order to be opportune to be the one to tell the story. When America defeated when the UK, America, and their allies defeated Germany, they were the ones who tell the story, and they blackmail. However, they said anything they like to say. Now, look at Nigerian and Biafran war. When Nigeria defeated Biafra, Nigeria was the one who tells the story and called Biafra the bad guy, right? Rebel. But no one asked question. No one went into details on what happened even before and after the war, right? But they just said the word that the Biafrans are rebels. Why did they do that? Because they were the one who win. They won it. So they have the right to tell the story. So in a midst of war, what is the most important is not even taking a land or whatsoever, but who will win. Because who wins will tell the story. And the story is what the future generation will read. Right? So when the Britain came to Africa, Germany came, French came, all these powers came. They conquered and they shared the land among themselves. Germans got their own part, but when they defeated Germany, what did they do? They now take that land that belongs to Germans in Africa and share it among themselves. That is why you will see somebody who was Cameroon yesterday will wake up tomorrow and the person will be a Ghanaian. Somebody who was a Liberian yesterday will wake up and see that he is already from Mali. Why? These are the people changing you, giving you names. So how did the name Biafra come to exist? During the 1967-1970 war, these people came together and they said, okay, now we've seen that in the eastern part, a lot of languages have come to exist here. And you cannot say they are not part of us. You cannot push them away. And you have to do everything possible to make everybody feel inclusive. Igbos are very deep in democracy. Igbos are number one democratic country in this world. They understand how it works. So they come together and say, okay, what can we do to make everybody feel inclusive? And they said, okay, if we use the name Igbo nation, it's going to be like, oh, this country belongs to only the Igbo people. Like if you hear the word Jewish state, you understand that, oh, this land belongs to the Jewish people. That thing have to be in your mind first. So what did they do? They said, okay, we have to change the name. And what did they do? They were bringing idea, and someone suggested Biafra, meaning what? Come and see. And they said, okay, the name is good. And that is how the name Biafra was adopted. But before that, it is popularly known as Igbo Nation. As simple as that. For example, you in Anambra, you know that the guy in Enugu is your brother. You know that the one in Imo is your brother. You know that the one in Ebonyi, the one in Abia is your brother, right? So this is how we've been living until the conquerors came. They conquered, they write the story, and today the story is what we are still reading. This is what they have been taught our children and you and I in the school, right? So we were called the Igbo nation until 1967 when we faced the challenge that forced us to adopt a new name. Thank you.